Hello, this is Greg from Mystery Honey. Today is going to be a bit of a busy day for me. So I've got 6 new queens that I ordered online from a guy who's also a very small time bee farmer. So I'm trying my best to support him as he's probably going to try and support me in future. I need to use them to requeen the nasty colonies that I've got. I split one of the big colonies last week up into 3 different areas, and I have another nasty colony which I managed to find the queen, marked it, and then I caged her so she couldn't get around. There's a few other colonies that I want to requeen as well. So I'm going to requeen those colonies with those new queens that I've just ordered. I've also made a purchase. So this here is my normal veil. So if you look at it, see how it sort of pinches in there? That's why I still have small like stings here from last week. I can still feel the lumps of where the stings were right there, either side of my neck, and it really hurt. But it's because this pinched inwards like that. Now normally for my other bees, it doesn't really matter. They don't really care about trying to sting you or anything like that. They just sort of like walk around and that's it, max. They don't try and sting you. But the angry colony was trying its best to sting me. So I made a purchase. Hey, try and get me now. Yeah, so I may look like a bit more of a wally. I really don't like these types of veils, but at least it stops the bees from getting anywhere near my face. And that is important to me because my face really hurt last week. Right, I'm going to go get my suit on and I'm going to go get cracking. Right, so I'm at the Queen Rearing Apiary now. I've got me big old hood on. Hey, I'll put that on in a second. I have cleaned and sterilised this suit, so I put it on a wash, put it in with soda crystals, and that gets rid of all the pheromones. It's nasty. So I won't put these on straight away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with just normal cuffs for now. I've always used cuffs with my other suit because the other one I had was just like a bit of Velcro that tightened it slightly. It wasn't very good. You didn't have this there, making a tight seal. So what I did was I bought some of these cuffs. So they just go over the arm. And it just gives you a bit more leeway. So even though your sleeve rides up, that stays in the same place. So it just gives you a bit more protection around the wrist. This doesn't always work against stings because this is only thin. So if the bees want to sting you through this, they will. It is a bit more bellowed, so hopefully it stops the bees from getting too close to your skin. They are useful. They are useful. But if you are dealing with bees that are stinging you a lot, go for these rubber sting-proof gloves. They're much better. Right, so first job here is to take the banked queens. So I've got some queens, I've banked them in the queen's colony, take them out, and that's job number 1. After that, it's just a matter of putting those queens in boxes. So I need to go through 1, 2, 3 boxes from that horrible colony and see which one has the queen in. If neither have the queen in, I'm going to check for queen cells and pop one of the new queens inside. Now I won't be releasing them straight away unless they have had no queen for a week. If they've had no queen for a week and they've got no queen cells, then I'll pop the tab and let them be released. If they have got the queen in there, then I'm just going to leave the queen cage in there. Then I'm going to remove the nasty queen and leave the queen cage with the new queen in the top. I'll let them get to know her a bit, and then next week I'll release her. It's annoying it being an extra week added on top of the release date, but I just want to make sure that the bees inside those hives don't make any queen cells and they are completely hopelessly queenless, and this is their only chance of surviving, because then they'll let her out. Right, I'm just going to get cracking, I think. I just need to get moving. So here I am wearing my new hat. It's quite good actually. It feels a lot more room in here, obviously, but it is a bit annoying because it does stick to your head a bit, so it means you can't turn your head without having to like mess your hair up, but oh well, never mind. Who cares what you look like? You're a beekeeper. Right, okay, so let's see how they're treating the queens. What I don't want to do is open this up and have all the queens dead. That would be really, really upsetting to me. So I'm going to take the lid off. Now there's bees up here in the crown board, and this super right here is just dead space. So that is so the bees can get to the queens. So I'm just going to crack this. Tap them down and, oh, perfect. So that is what you want to see. You want to see the queens absolutely covered in bees. Because that means that the bees are coming over and they are looking after them. So I'm not going to lift them up yet. I'm just going to have a quick look from a distance and see if I can see bees moving about inside the cages. And yes, I can. So this queenless colony, these guys are fraught with panic because they are completely queenless, hopelessly so. So I'm just going to take these queens away But just if you see them flying at my hand, that's the reason why, because the panics and they want to protect these queens, because this is literally their only chance at survival. So try not to smoke queens. I'm not going to shake the bees off. I'm just going to leave them on because they will keep them slightly warm while I get them into the right hives. And I'm just going to have a look, make sure the queens are alive. That's alive. So we've got a Buckfast here, that's alive. Buckfast there, that's alive. Mongrel is alive. Mongrel is alive, and Mongrel is alive. Now they've got the markings off, so the bee farmer that did this, I need to get in touch with him and say that he needs to get a better pen, because those bee markings have come off. I'll have to do that myself after they've been introduced. So I'm just going to close up. So the bees on top, I'm just going to leave them, that's fine. I'm just going to move them to the side. Let them hunker over the queens so it keeps them nice and warm. Let's find somewhere to put them. Right, so I've got them in a tray. I'm just going to leave them down here out the way. They should be nice and safe there. The bees flying over them should keep them entertained and keep them safe. So it's just started raining. So what I've done is I've taken the bees on that tray and I've put them inside the shed to keep them out of the rain. They should be okay. They've got a good amount of bees protecting them, so that's fine. But yeah, it's a bit annoying. It's raining. So, nasty hive. I'm looking to see if the queen is in here. If she's not in here, then I can put one of those queens in straight away. I'm also going to be looking for queen cells as well. So the good news is that all the flying bees will have flown away from here and gone back to the original place. So this should just be nurse bees and hopefully the queen. We'll find out now. So it's a tiny amount of bees here. Tiny, tiny. There is 2 seams, so the chances of the queen being in here is slim. So there's no queen in this, so that's good. So we're going to knock it down because I do not want that queen to be propagated. And then when they are hopelessly queenless, we can add that queen in the cage and release her. Let's get a nuke box. So that's brood. Put that in the middle. We're going to keep brood and food. Any space, we're just going to leave them to it. So we have 2 tabs here. So if you look, there's a small tab there and there's a big tab there. Generally they do the small tab first so all the workers can get out first, then you do the big one. It doesn't really matter from what I can tell. Never had any issues with a load of workers inside the actual box before, because they all sort of like intermingle. So I just bust both tabs out. So that's busted open, as you can see, direct to the fondant. So what will happen is the bees will eat away that fondant. It'll take enough time for them to do that they will be feeding the queen over here, getting to know her a bit, passing around the pheromone, and she'll come out, and this is their only chance at survival. So because this is their only chance at survival, they will hopefully not kill her. Now there's a few complications that you can have where they will let the queen emerge, let her lay a bit, and then they'll kill her off. That's what you get if it's 2 different types of bees. So if mine are mongrel bees, and this was say like a buckfast, something like that, sometimes they'll let the buckfast emerge, they'll wait for her to lay a bit, and they'll go, yeah, we're going to make our own queen. This is our queen now, and they'll kill her off. That won't be the case with this one, hopefully, because it's a mongrel bee, so it'll hopefully be accepted. So it's easy enough. Find a stick, break the tabs, put the stick through here, find where the brood is predominantly, or where the bees are congregating, and then place the queen down there. And put the lid on, and then don't come back for 2 to 3 weeks. If I find a frame of solid brood, what I might do is come back and just give them a frame of solid brood just to give them a bit more of a boost, because they are very weak looking at it. But I won't be giving them any eggs, because if I give them any eggs, they'll prefer to draw their own queen out than accept a random interloper. Yeah, just leave them to it. So this is the next angry hive. We'll take this off and we'll see what they look like inside. My guess is that these are going to be quite small as well, unless the queen's in here. So these are filling much more of the box. These have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seams. That's much stronger than the other one, so that's good. Again, I'm just going to go through, see if I can see any queen cells. If I can see queen cells, it means that the queen is not present here, and I can just pop the new queen in straight away. Now remember, these are angry bees, so even though the flying bees have gone home, it's been a week, so some of these will have turned into flying bees, which means that some of them will be angry. So I found some brood. Queen cells, and I didn't go out and get my torch, so that's really annoying. Just have to do what I've got. frame of cat brood here. They have got quite a bit of bold brood, so these guys might be having issues with Varroa, more than likely actually. I can't see any eggs yet. This might be the one with the queen. Yep, so Queenie's in this one. Okay. So that means I need to be careful and I need to find her. Because there's eggs in this frame. So I'm going to see her off by putting her in a cage and taking her away. Once I've done that, I'm going to put the other queen in here, but I won't break the tabs. I'm going to wait for a week, because what will happen is they will create queen cells out of the eggs that are in here, and I need that to be gone. I don't want them in here, and then I can break the tabs. This is going to take some time trying to find the queen. Oh, no it's not, because I found her straight away. Right here. So I'm just going to pick her up and put her in a cage, take her away. You come with me. Right, so I found the queen. Done. So I'm going to put it to the side. But right, so there's no queen cells in here, or there shouldn't be any queen cells in here, so I'm going to close this up and put the other queen on top. So I'll go get her now. So I'm choosing a Buckfast for this one. Again, it doesn't really matter. As long as they're hopelessly queenless, they won't want to lose the queen. So as long as they're okay and healthy, generally it's alright. I chose the knobbliest bit of wood. Hang on. I'm going to have to pick up this because sometimes they can propolize either side of the cage, and when you break away the frames, it pulls this apart and releases the queen very quickly. That can cause issues, especially if they've got queen cells and stuff like that. They'll just go and find the queen and kill her. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some tape and tape it up very quickly. I'll leave that there so they can start to get used to her. Right, just need some masking tape, and we're just going to wrap it a few times around where the fondant is. So don't go where the holes are, just go where the fondant is. The bees aren't going to be able to pull that apart. Stick this in, and I'm going to press it against where the brood is over here, and hopefully the bees will be fine with them. And I'll come back next week, knock any queen cells down, and then I'll release her. Here's the third one. This should be a bit easier. Not off at a jaunty angle for me to find a place to put my seat. Whoop. Right. Push down, lid off. Let's have a look. So this looks like it's completely abandoned. Oh no, it's not. It's got two seams, so it's the same again. So I need to bust this open. So I'm going to have to knock these guys down into a nuke box, I think. Right, so which way are they facing? They're facing that direction. So always put the entrance facing the same direction. Get rid of any cobwebs as well, because we don't want to lose any bees to pesky spiders. Right, we're just going to transfer these frames into this nuke. So there's got some queen cells here. So I'm going to get rid of them. Shake off. Right, that'll have to do. I'm going to put the queen inside now and bust her tab. So I'm going to give these guys another AMM. Now I'd prefer this colony to be bigger than this, but this should be okay. Once she starts laying, this should be alright. And I can always add brood after she's been introduced. The less bees that are in a colony, the better. There's less chance of things going wrong. Right, so I'm going to put her here. I've opened the tabs. I'm going to press this in here. Hopefully it won't open any honey up. And then close it. Right. Now the bees should be able to smell the queen, and they should go and get her now. Yeah, I can literally see the bees running as fast as they can towards her. That's great. That's good news. Just put the lid on. So this is the angry hive full of flying bees. I'm being silly doing this without putting the sting-proof gloves on, but I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. If I need to put them on, then I need to put them on. So they're already flying to my hand. So my goal here is to make sure there's no queen cells. If there's no queen cells, I'm going to give them a queen. And then I'm going to leave them alone. I'm going to try and give these guys a mongrel just because the chances of them accepting are higher. Busy cleaning up these frames. That's fine. Let them. Oh, guess what I got from the car? Ta-da! Just making sure there's no eggs. Yeah, so they're flying all over my hands. They haven't stung me yet. But it's only a matter of time, I think. There's no eggs there. It's fine. I'm going to try not to shake them, because as soon as you shake bees, they're in the air. Especially when the flying bees. If flying bees are in the air, then you're going to have a bad time. So they're filling this with honey. That's fine. Nice and slow. You are a statue in the world of chaos. Yeah, so these guys have just got busy filling this with nectar and honey because they've got nothing better to do. Let me investigate you. Not stinging me yet. They're not stinging me yet. They're just seeing who I am, what I'm doing. The damage has already been done. No queen cells yet. It's good. Right, so they are getting a bit uppity now. Smoke them back. The fact that the smoke is working this time is probably going to help me out a lot. Stop working this time. Right. So they are starting to bat me in the head, and I can see them trying to get to me. I think the alarm pheromone is starting to spread. Soon it's going to get a bit funky. I think we're nearly there. 3 more frames after this one. Can't see any queen cells, definitely no eggs. Another queen's not eating here. I put my finger on a sharp bit of wax then. Okay, yeah, so these guys are getting a bit more uppity. There's one actively trying to sting me right here. I thought I could get away with it, but evidently not. Good news is that the veil is doing its job. So far, anyway. Retreat. Come back in a second. Here we go. Big rubber gloves. Can't sting me now. So I'm just going to have a quick look. So I'm getting close to the door, so that's where all the bees are and the mob run packets are, so that's why they start to batter me now. As they go flying off, bouncing off me, flying back to the entrance. As I fly back to the entrance, I'm right here again, so I fly back up again. So this is where I start getting attacked. Right, so last frame, and then I'm going to give them another queen. Hopefully this queen will be a lot calmer. God, you're getting battered up there. Yeah. Good, nothing in here. I was right when I put it in. So I'm going to give them a queen. I'm going to put them between the middle frames so they stay warm. I'm going to use a mongrel so I've got a better chance. So it turns out bees can move your camera, which I didn't know. That's quite funny. So I've got the queen here. I'm going to smoke these guys down as best I can. And I'm going to place the queen. I'll pop the tabs. Flip. Pop the tabs. So I'm going to lower her in gently. There's a stick there that I picked up on the floor. And I'm just going to push it close gently as I can. I don't want to hurt her. Hopefully the bees will go to her and accept her. And God bless. Good luck. Queen excluder back on. Stop these flying bees from getting to me. Super on. These are some horrible bees. Right. Put this lid on and then leave them alone for 3 weeks now. Hopefully they'll accept that queen and hopefully they'll calm down a bit. That's horrible. Right, so I've only got 2 more queens to put in hives. I found the queen in this one last week. This was particularly nasty, not as nasty as that one over there, which you're still getting battered by. Leave her alone. Leave the camera alone, you guys. Bugger off. Go away. Shh, 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 shh. Anyway, this colony was quite nasty as well. I didn't need to wear my big rubber gloves for this one though. But I found the queen, and she's currently in a queen cage down here. I did that because it meant that they were still queen right, because they still had the queen, but she couldn't go about and lay anywhere. I'm getting battered by these bloody bees over there now. Ow. Just got stung on the elbow. Why? It's an angry, angry hive. Ouchie. Smoke yourself all over and try to become blind to the bees again. Try and figure out where they've stung you to be pumping out pheromone. Especially if you're going from one angry hive to another, because the other angry hive will be on high alert if they can smell a pheromone. Oh, right, we'll try with that. Okay, ow, elbow. Lift the lid. Okay. So, I'm going to have to look for queen cells, but I know where the queen is. She's in that queen cage. The chance of making queen cells is slim, and because there's no eggs in here, the chance of them being able to make queen cells is also slim. But let's get these bees off. Doesn't help that it was raining before, because all the foragers will have come back now. Not wanting to see any eggs, because that means that she's escaped, which will be very annoying. We're not wanting to see any queen cells either. Quick look at that. So we're seeing a lot of nectar in this one, that's good. Quite fast. Yes, there's nectar in this. Nectar. Nothing. Yes, this box is virtually empty, really. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this box can come off again. Then we've got one more box, and then we can go to the brood area. So this has got honey, and I can see that from the top. So you shouldn't really smoke honey, because otherwise you can taint that honey that's there, and you can get smoky honey, which sounds nice, it's not. So just give little wafts, so you're just dealing with the bees at the top. So those are the ones that set off the pheromone anyway. But smoke yourself mostly if needs be. Okay. So we have drone brood on this frame. That's fine. We'll have a quick shake. I don't particularly want to shake, because then it just puts bees in the air, but I want to make sure that there's no queen cells in here. It doesn't look like it. It's fine. It's flying to my hand now, I'm not sure why. I'm going to smoke my hand, because it's obviously some pheromone has gone to it. Don't particularly want to be stung more than once today, so if you guys could please the bugger off, that'd be great. Don't worry about smoking yourself too much. You are smoke proof, with the exception of your lungs. Right, some more drone brood there. Can't see any queen cells, no, it's mostly just honey, that's fine. So this has got some capped brood on it that's merged. As you can see, it's emerged from the centre there. And it is emerging brood, so the chance of it having a queen cell here is slim, because that means that all the eggs are there. Right. What? Right, we have got a big queen cell here, so it's a good job I checked. So we have the big queen cell here, so you can see the big queen cell. So that means that putting the queen in the cage did not do its job. I'm going to get rid of this. We do not want any queens coming from this colony. It is nasty. Remember, if they're all over your hands, just take your time. If they start trying to sting you, that's nothing matter. But if they're on your hands, they're just investigating. Just keep an eye on them. If they start arching the bum to be able to sting you, that's when you can flick them off. There's another queen cell on here. There's 2 queen cells on here, so I'm going to have to shake these off as well. Queen cell gone. Pew. On the other side, queen cell gone. Pew. Have a look for any others. The bees love to hide them. Kill any queen cups as well. There may not be any queens in there, but it's just better safe than sorry. Okay. So there are some larvae here, but they are old larvae, so it shouldn't really matter too much. Don't think they can make queens out of them. So the question is, do I put a mongrel or do I put a buckfast in? I think all we've got is buckfast left now. I can't see any queen cells on here, but there's a lot of bees on here, so I'm just going to quick shake. Cool. So that top box is now clear. So I want to put that box down there. We'll get to the queen and swap her out. So this is where all the flying bees are. So this may get a bit hectic, but don't worry about it. It's got a mix of brood on here, so I'm just going to shake it off. Let's have a look. Queen cup here, up in there. Looking for queen cells, remember, I'm going to get stung here. Okay, I'm going to go put my bigger gloves on because these guys are trying to sting me. So I'm mostly impervious now, which is fine. It's a bit annoying though, this is why I don't like aggressive colonies. I do beekeeping to enjoy myself. If I'm getting stung, I'm not enjoying myself. Right, so I've just seen that is quite a good frame of brood. What I might do is bolster the other colony over there that looked like it was struggling for brood. I'll be back in a sec. If I find another good frame, I'll pass it to the other colony that was a bit low on brood. Tell you what, this veil is doing a fantastic job at keeping the bees at bay. I've got a good circle around my head that is not being touched by bees, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. The only issue I have is that when I'm looking down, the veil does touch my nose a bit. That's the only issue I have. But not getting stung in the neck is definitely a positive. Right, we've got queen cells here. We'll go. Just drop the queen cage down there. That's another frame of decent brood. I'm going to give that to this one over here. Collect that queen cage if I can. Is the queen still in here? Yeah, queen's still alive in here, so I'm going to stick her in my top pocket with the other one. Get constant buzzing now, sorry guys. My back's hurting a bit, so I'm actually going to get a bit closer. So this is where the queen was. So chances are that there wouldn't be any queen cells here just because her pheromone will be smelly enough here. The bees be able to smell it, but we'll see. That's a really good frame. Oh. She has to go, she's horrible. Look at these bees attacking bees. They are now hopelessly queenless. Just put this in. God, look how angry they are. I've got quite a few stings in my hand. Good job, add these on. Good job. Right, let's try and move away and hopefully they won't follow me so I can tape up this queen cage. Right, so I'm going to put the queen in between some brood. I'm going to pop the cap. What I'm also going to do as well is I might just put a bit of tape over the front of that just to make it so that it takes a bit longer for them to get to the queen, just because there was a queen in here before I removed her. So. If you are going to put some tape in the front, just to slow them down a bit, make sure you do like a little turf, or just a little bit, just so they've got a bit of grip. Got a bit of a tear there now, so they can taste through and go, oh, there's food behind here. Let's pop this in. Hope they're not killing the body while I'm doing it. The problem with these gloves is that they're very unwieldy. Right, there's brood here, so I'll open this up here. Right, good luck, Queenie. I believe in you. I'm looking forward to you doing me proud. Right. Smoke these down. Put the boxes back on top and hopefully they'll calm down a bit. What I'll do is when I've finished everything, I'll look at what the date is in 3 weeks. So I have no idea what date it is. And then I'll go on all the boxes and I'll write the date to say when they can be opened again. Going in any sooner than 3 weeks won't do it any good whatsoever, and you can actually do more harm that way, so it's best just to leave it to it. So I'm just going to call it quits there and go to the last one, and this is going to be the last bit that I do here with you guys today, probably. Look at all these bees on my hood. There's definitely one sting in the hood there. Oh dear. Oh, you're getting attacked. Right, I'm going to call that done for now. This has worked really well. Get the bees well away from my face, all the way around. It was a little bit clunky. I don't quite like the fact that it's a hat pushing on me, getting a bit of hat hair, showing off my receding hairline. It sucks. But for protection wise, it's done a really good job. The cuffs as well, I would highly recommend using cuffs. I never usually bother because, as I said, these have already kind of got cuffs. But then as you're stretching, it does reveal your wrist. So having these extra cuffs over the top has saved me a couple of stings, I think. So I'd highly recommend it. Today we've managed to requeen all of those angry hives, hence the bees still bothering me. Go away. Bother, bother, bother. When you do this, it's not going to take shape straight away. Even if the queen is released, she starts laying up brood and stuff like that, those bees that are angry are still going to be hanging around. They are going to be buzzing you and stuff like that. So if you wait for 3 weeks for the queen to come out, it means that she'll come out, she'll start laying, she'll start producing new brood, but it'll take probably another week or two for that brood to emerge, and they will be nurse bees. Now there will still be flying bees about, and they will be the angry bees still hanging around. So if you requeen a queen and say a month later you're like, she's still angry, it's because the angry bees are still present. It usually takes 6 to 8 weeks for those bees to die off naturally from foraging and stuff like that. So if after like 2 or 3 months those bees aren't calm or anything like that, then maybe you need to requeen again, or maybe you need to have a look, see if there's something else that's causing them to be angry. I'll go into what can cause a beehive to become angry another time, but that is something that you need to think of. Thank you so much for watching these videos. It really does mean the world to me. I try to do this for educational purposes for newbies because there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of beekeepers walking around without veils on, going, my bees are so calm. If your bees aren't this calm, you're a terrible beekeeper. And I don't want newbies to get that in their head. I want you guys to realise that bees are feral in essence. They're slightly tamed, but they're feral. And that's what they should be. They should be defending their hive. They should want to defend themselves, because that's what nature intended, really. These ones that don't want to defend the hive, I feel like they've been bred to be extremely placid. The negative of that when it comes to newbies is that if they've dealt with a lovely placid queen that they get and having a hive, etc., and then that queen dies or they swarm and they produce another queen, that other queen will probably have the genetics of local bees. And local feral colonies, they're not calm. They're not as tame as those really calm ones where you can walk around without a veil on. So if you're not used to it, you can think, oh my god, these bees are extremely aggressive. I've shown you what aggressive bees look like. They're the ones that follow you down the path. They're the ones that just swarm over you when you're trying to do anything. Those are aggressive bees. Bees that fly around your hands and just walk about and stuff like that, they're not aggressive. The ones that bounce off your veil every so often, they're kind of aggressive, but they're not aggressive. They're just trying to warn you off, which is a good sign. It means that they're protecting the hive. The ones that follow you down the path, like these, they're aggressive. Those are aggressive ones. If you have any questions whatsoever, any critiques, any advice, anything at all, put it in the comments section. I'll try and get back to you ASAP. I'm pretty good at replying to comments the day or the day after that you put them on my videos. But yeah, I love getting them. I love getting any sort of interest whatsoever. It gives something to read and answer. And if you think you've got a stupid question, there's thousands of other people that are having the exact same question. A stupid person doesn't ask questions. A stupid person thinks they know it all. If you enjoyed what you saw, please, please, please hit the like button. It helps me find more people who are interested in what I'm doing. If you really like it, hit the subscribe button. That really does make my day, seeing the little number go up by 1 or 2 every week. It's brilliant. If I see you next weekend, then amazing. Thank you for coming back. If I don't, then I hope you have an amazing season, and I'll hope to see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.